Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Today's episode of The Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our bonus packages. Please go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the bonus banner. You'll get access to all of our bonus content, and even better, you'll be helping out TMOS. So please quit sucking, and we thank you.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Wide Open Wednesday on the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you for your listening pleasure. We go to Spokane, Washington. Hello, Will. You're on the show.
Yeah. How are you guys this morning?
I don't know, Will. We just started. That's determined by perhaps this call and several others. We're going to see how this call goes, and then we're going to move forward on the other ones. I would ask you the same question. How are you this morning, Will?
I am marvelous.
Whoa!
I'm talking to you.
Wait a minute. Spokane, Washington. Early out there, right?
That is correct.
Like super early. You going to work?
No, getting off work.
Oh, you work the overnight shift? You download by listening to this show?
Exactly.
We go to Will in Spokane. Will, how'd the shift go tonight? Did you have a good time?
No, I hate work.
Do you work for the Missile Command Center that warns people if there's a North Korean attack?
I sit by the button, and I push it when I think I need to.
When he thinks he needs to.
Do you have
a lot of judgment call.
Do you have your instructions scotch taped up on your temporary petition wall?
One small mistake recently, and other than that, I've been pretty good.
Good.
Yeah, well, I just we were talking the other day about the fact that you see the scotch tape instructions on the wall that could easily be like knocked down by a cat, and it was crazy. But Will, that's not why you called. Why did you call, my friend? Oh, by the way, it's Wide Open Wednesday. Yes, let me give the phone number first, Will. 888-920-MORE. That was my fault. 888-920-6673. The Mike O'Mara Show is on now. Go, Will. I am sorry for interrupting. It's all you.
I wanted to talk to you about marijuana.
Good.
Attaboy. That's a great subject. I like that. I like the ging. I like the reefer. Let's talk Mary Jane. Go ahead.
Well, I don't think you guys understand how it works since it's legal here now, because you were talking about it a while back, and you said,
all right, before we continue, and I hate to interrupt you again, but before we continue, for the purposes of, education here, are you stoned now? Because I would think that you might be.
Could be.
No, I've had 2 career jobs, and both of them will randomly check to see if I'm stoned. And
but you're not at your job right now. Okay, all right. So,
hey, but you know what? Now that it's legal out there, can they fire you if you have traces in your pee because it's
legal? Good question.
Oh yeah. Just like alcohol.
What's the answer?
That's legal too, but you can't have that on your, when you're at work.
See, I think you're high, Will.
I do too.
I think you're high.
Guarantee it.
Maybe he's tired.
Oh yeah, that's me.
He's worked all night. We've slept.
All right, Johnny Contrarian.
What I was going to tell you was. It's so weird. I mean, you pull it to a stoplight and there's a billboard and it says like 8 ounces starting at this price. Pre-rolled, $3,
Right.
It's just like a 7-Eleven. You just walk in.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, were you going to say, so you called to say that it's just interesting that it's for sale out there?
Well, it's just strange. I'm 53 and I never thought I'd be stopped at a stoplight reading a billboard about how I could just go in the store here and buy 3 joints and a quarter-ounce of pot on my way home.
Yeah, it's like a 7-Eleven ad, but for weed.
Yeah.
Will,
but it's huge billboards all over.
That's crazy.
Do you occasionally partake?
No, I can't.
Oh. You can't because of your job.
We'll possibly get fired.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Have you ever partaken in your life?
Well, yeah, I'm not a square.
Hey, Will, do you approve of the legalization or disapprove? What is your angle on it?
I don't know. They say it brings in all these tax dollars, but I really haven't seen any difference in anything. Our roads still suck. And it's weird just to be, in the mall, at the mall park, getting out to go to a movie, and you can smell 3 people getting high, or you're just, like, in the park, and somebody's getting high next to you.
Can I say something, Rob? Can I say something? I may I may have to move to Washington State. I like people from Washington. I do. I like the vibe out there. This is just so normal.
You love
He is
horses,
just
too.
so laid back and cool about it. I agree. It's like, is it really helping? And, well, the potheads love it. That's for sure.
You know what he's like? He's like low energy, younger Andy Rooney. He's like, you know what's weird? This is weird, and it's not helping.
All right, Will, you're gone. Goodbye. Thank you. That's enough of you. Let's go to Nicole from Beaufort, Georgia. That is a true Georgia-sounding name. Welcome to Beaufort. We've got the Peach Festival coming up on Saturday, and we hope you all can make it by. How you doing, Nicole?
Doing pretty good. Just staying home because they closed all the schools for the 1 inch of snow today.
Oh my
blizzard,
God! Yeah.
blizzard.
Now, watching my morning news, I heard 2 inches in Atlanta, Georgia. Which we laugh about DC getting paralyzed, but Atlanta, Georgia, when they get a dusting of snow, it's even more pandemonium. Is it not, Nicole?
Yes, everything's closed. But
Everything's closed.
The news
yes.
is saying that underneath the 1 inch of snow is just solid sheets of ice. So every road is closed down with accidents, and it's pretty bad.
I'm going to guess there was an accident on Peach Street.
Probably. Yeah.
So is that why you called, just to say things are paralyzed?
Yeah, just because I'm home and I saw the notification. So I thought I'd call and say
sweet.
hi.
Well, we
Very
appreciate
sweet,
that.
Nicole.
Thank you, Nicole, and stay safe. Don't be like that guy on that viral video that goes out to his driveway and slides all the way down. Oh, I looked at that for hours. Anyway, let's go.
Funny, right?
Funny. That's America right there.
Yeah.
It's like, look at the guy with the ice on. Duh.
Remarkable core strength.
Yeah, and the amazing thing is
Yeah,
that
he
everyone
did have
saw
good
it.
core strength.
Everyone saw it on like the Today Show, and then they ran to their computer to
look
watch
at
it
it.
again
Exactly.
because that's how great it was.
That's how great we are as a people. I tell you, well, it has every element. It has the element of surprise.
Yes.
He's casually walking to his car, does not know that his driveway is a sheet of ice. It had the element of danger, where as he was sliding halfway down his driveway, a car came by real fast down in the street. So it looked like conceivably he could slide out into the street.
Danger Mouse.
Duh.
And it had snow.
Snow. Thanks for improving the font, guys. Bruce from Las Vegas, Nevada. Everything old is old again. Hey, Bruce, what can we do for you?
Hey, it's legal here in Las Vegas, too,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Marijuana is legal in Vegas?
Yeah, recreational and everything.
Yeah.
Are you high now?
No, I'm not.
Were you high in the last 24 hours?
No, actually, I haven't been for probably about 25 years.
Oh, man.
Okay, so another guy that sounds high that is sober. That's pretty.
It's
That's pretty.
5:30 in the morning here, man.
Yeah,
sure.
okay, man. I understand this.
Hey,
So that's
man.
what it is. So I
with you.
think we've learned something, that the people calling from the West Coast area are sounding high because it's so dang early. I think that's what it is. Bruce, how you doing in Vegas?
Well, you're driving me crazy, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah, I know why. I bet I know. Can I predict? If I get it right, you're going to have to give me something, though.
$1.
What will you give me if? No, I want better than that.
Okay,
What will you
bag of weed.
give me? What? A bag of weed. Here's why you're calling. You're calling because we have not announced the date in Las Vegas yet.
Nope, that's not it.
Okay, what is it?
You keep saying chomping at the bit when you should be saying champing at the bit.
I'm gonna look it
You
up. I
second
think
that, Pony? How dare you?
Yes.
I think they're
true.
now
You
both
can't go against
I
the
think
boss.
I think they're both acceptable now.
Pony
I'm gonna
just
check.
sneaking
It's champing at the bit.
Yes, horses champ.
Okay, well now
He does
I
love Washington
remember
State.
when I used to say I've been rode hard and put away wet, and a neighbor of mine said, "No, you've been rode hard and put up wet." Is that the correct one too?
I always say it the first way. So
See, you're just a contrarian douche, is what you are.
agreeing with you.
You're not really. I was asking. Well, yes, Rob, go ahead.
I'd
Go
like
ahead.
to cite grammarist.com.
Okay.
Yes,
It
please.
says one definition of a bit is a metal mouthpiece used for controlling a horse, and one definition is to champ is to bite or chew noisily. These are the senses meant in the idiom champing at the bit, which refers to the tendency of some horses to chew at the bit when over-eager. However, the idiom is usually written chomping at the bit.
Yes!
And some people consider this spelling wrong, but chomp can also mean to bite or chew noisily, so chomp at the bit means the same as champ at the
I
bit.
love it.
What do you say to that, Bruce?
Fuck you, Rob.
Oh, he was disappointed.
Truth hurts. Truth hurts.
How did it get turned on you? He was attacking me.
So
How did
awesome.
I'll take
and
it.
all you did was very
Defend his
skillfully
honor.
and very rapidly, I might add, bring the information to the
Yes.
forefront.
Yeah,
That was
because
wonderful.
it was in the back of my mind that they were both accepted now. So
I don't think it's a. Do I use the
you're-
oh
expression?
God, you use it 15 times an hour.
Like a cobra, you turn on Rob.
I was champing at the shit.
No.
I'm sorry, Pony. I figured you did one, you could do
Did you
another
ever
one
see
first.
that John Voight movie, The Chomp?
Ben, another call from Georgia.
Georgia.
Georgia, McDonough, Georgia. Will McDonough, Georgia. Go ahead, Ben.
Morning, guys.
Hi.
Morning.
Yeah, we're snowed in too, so we're home from school.
No. Hold on. You're not really snowed in. You've gotten a little snow in Georgia. You've got an inch or two of snow. Would that be more accurate?
Correct, but no one knows how to drive in it. So
That's true. That's true. I mean,
Yeah.
Atlanta. I have heard, and I've never lived in Atlanta. I've been to Atlanta, but I've heard Atlanta handles it worse. Because of the volume of traffic in Atlanta, they handle it worse.
We
than
were
anybody.
actually in Atlanta for a snowstorm.
I got out before.
Oh,
I
did
got
you?
out before.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the first Super Bowl broadcast that I left on Friday evening.
The
I
talent
actually
got out
left.
before.
Which is smart.
No, the talent would have gotten out the day after the game because the talent had tickets to the game.
Oh, who'd you give your
And the
ticket
talent
to?
didn't. The talent didn't feel that the game was worth staying in the
my
Georgia Dome
God.
and leaving. And was that not on Monday one of the biggest cluster Fs in the world? I think it
Horrible.
was.
Horrible.
It was terrible. What can we do for you, Ben?
we're just sitting here, got the notification, called in on the app, and I want to let you guys know up until whenever it was 2008 or 9 when you guys started, I had no idea who you were. But
wow, I love that.
I started listening, and I've been listening ever since.
Oh, thank you,
awesome.
Ben.
That
Well,
is
we
amazing.
urge you to pass that along to everybody. We love the listeners that don't have the history because they are taking our new product and they're enjoying it. And spread the word to all your friends, and
Please.
especially down there in Georgia, let everybody know that the Mike O'Mara Show is up and running, and we'd love to get more of your friends listening to the show. Can you do that for us?
I will. And my oldest daughter, Mackenzie, she's 13, and we were listening on the way home from school, and I had to make sure to tell her not to tell her mom what we were listening to.
That's a good plan.
Well, you tell Mackenzie that she is brilliant, and she will be going to an Ivy League school, and she will someday. I used to say someday she'll be in politics, but no one wants to go into that
No.
sort of affair. She'll be a major engineer and buy you a brand new home. Okay, Ben?
That's awesome.
There you go. Thanks for calling. We
I
appreciate
get the
it.
feeling he's going to hold you to that. You're going to get a call in 10 years. You say, I ain't got my home yet.
I know you're 85 years old. Mackenzie said you said Mackenzie buy us a new house, and you didn't. You listen. You click.
Guess what
Preston
Mackenzie did?
Preston Gaylor from Redline, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, unquestionably, in the fruited plain, has the greatest town names. There are
Yeah.
better names in Pennsylvania than any other state. What can we do for you, Preston?
Good morning, TMOS. I know it's a bit late, but Happy New Year. I wanted to call after the first year, but with life and things gotten busy.
All right.
Well,
take it
Very
now.
busy.
But
Happy New Year
Yes.
to you, Preston. I hope everything's
Thank you.
going well. And where is Redline, Pennsylvania? What part of the state is that?
Red Line is actually in York County. I'm about
Okay.
5-10 minutes from York. So
Used to have radio affiliates up in that neck of the woods. Like to get them again sometime. We really would. York, Pennsylvania. We've
great.
been mining that town for a little gold there. What can we do for you, Preston?
well, I wanted to check in and let you know that I listened to yesterday's opening, and man, it's very well fitting that it was a very well appropriate opening yesterday because it goes without saying, and my former orientation and mobility instructor said this too. Every time I assume something or whatever, we all need to be educated. We all need to make sure that we have our right mindset and everything, because as the old saying goes, and it goes without saying, if you
Preston,
assume,
can you hold on for just a second? Just one little second here. I want to put you on hold for a minute.
Yeah.
Am I having a stroke?
No, I think he's
okay.
sort
I
of
just
caught
wanted
in
to
a
check. I just wanted to make
He
sure.
talks like a Georgia driver in a snowstorm.
Also,
okay, just checking.
We don't
just
know
checking.
if he's listening to yesterday's Open. Yesterday's Open could have been from a week ago, because I don't remember yesterday's Open going like that.
Yeah.
I know that I had fake
I'm
vegan
excited.
tuna fish for breakfast. That's all I can tell you.
I'm really excited to get to his point, though, because he's really building up
He's
to
almost
it.
there.
Yeah.
Yes, Preston, get right back to it. What's your point?
Yes, because I remember during yesterday's opening, I may have to go back in the podcast, but pretty much it goes without saying, we all need to be educated. We all need to have a right mindset, as I mentioned before. And as the old saying goes, which my instructor told me many years ago, and I'll say it here again, if you assume, it'll make an ass out of you and me.
You and
There
me.
go.
Thank you, Preston. Yes, Preston, you rock. Thank you very much. We appreciate the call. Tim. Portland, Oregon.
Well done,
You're on
though,
the
Mike. Well
Mike
done.
O'Mara show. Thank you.
Tim.
Thank you very much. Hi, Tim.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you all?
Great. Chilly.
This is Gregory Peck.
What about the boy?
Lady.
We have to take care of the boy. He's riding a tricycle, and he's going to knock Lee Remick off the banister. Lee Remick, right?
Yeah,
What was that? It was that her?
But we always mention
Was it-
her on the podcast.
Lee Remick,
Lee
man.
Remick, yeah, boy.
Oh yeah, that worked for me. Tim, what can we do for you?
Just calling. Just wanted to say hi. I never called in. I'm using the app for the first time. It worked perfectly. I actually enjoyed
Oscar,
it.
how great do you feel every time we are now getting almost exclusively our calls based on the push notifications you send out on the
It's
app?
nice to
That's
be
got to make you feel
appreciated,
pretty
Mike.
good.
Yeah.
That's
Makes
good.
my heart
you should
explode.
be. That's what.
Yeah, it's nice. You guys,
In a non-medical way.
We love it. We like the technology. I mean, we're creatures of technology, so it's great when our push
Evolve
notifications
or die.
let people
or die.
ever forward, ever
Yes.
forward. Anything else, Tim? You got up early and called from Portland, so I want to make sure everything's okay.
Well, I just want to say everybody on the West Coast is, we do sound stoned, but I'm actually getting stoned just before I go to work. So,
That's great.
it's nice and legal here, so I'm going to be chomping at the bit on my way to work, whether or not that idiot likes that word or not.
I knew it. I
Just
knew not
wanted
to
to
hang
say,
up.
Adrian, I love you. Wake and bake. And us on the Pacific Northwest, I hope to see you guys in Vegas. I've never been to one of your shows. I've been a listener for 25 years.
All right.
I'm so jealous of Rob. I feel like him and I are the same type of father. And, we just had our first grandbaby. I'm excited. And
Congrats.
everything's great.
I'm high,
I like
too.
you. I like you, Tim. That is a good call. You have a wonderful day in Portland, Oregon. Let's move on to
Luis.
Columbia. Luis from Columbia. Columbia, like Columbia, Maryland, or Columbia, South America?
Columbia, South America, actually.
Listen to this connection.
Oh, yes.
Oh my
Skype
God.
for the win.
Wow. Hi, Luis.
Yeah.
How are you?
Fine. Thank you. Warm in the tropics.
Oh, must be
Yeah.
nice.
Thinking of you guys that are freezing your buns off in the States.
Let me check the now. You gotta now the guys up in D.C. My situation's a little bit different.
Snow. Hey,
So
while
let me
Mike
see.
looks that up,
And credit him for using the word buns. You don't
yeah,
hear it enough
what's
anymore.
the ratio of cocaina to buns in Colombia these days?
Is that cocaine to buns?
Yeah,
buns?
like butts,
All right.
you know?
Yeah, I know buns.
right, sorry.
Jesus
Well,
Christ, come on.
that much of cocaine because it all gets sent up there.
Touche.
Is it still what is the state of Colombia? We are as Americans fascinated with Colombia. There's a lot of television content
Yes.
Oh, the women
about
are beautiful.
Escobar and all that. What is the current state of affairs? By the way, one of my daughter's very best friends in high school was from your wonderful country, and I'm curious, what's the state of affairs in Colombia now with rebels and drug lords and everything? Has the country stabilized at all?
Civilized is a funny thing because we've been this way for the last 50 or 60 years. So it's really hard to say if things are really, really better or not. Things are supposed to be getting better, but revolutionary forces and stuff are still being hammered out. And it's been really interesting. You don't see as much of that affecting in the cities, in the outside in the fields and stuff, that things get a little more complicated. But all in all, it's not such a bad country as Narcos would have you see.
Are you a lifelong Colombian, and how old are you?
I am a lifelong Colombian. I'm 44.
How did you find our show?
Oh, it's been a while. I've been listening since like forever. You guys got featured in iTunes or something?
Oh,
since
cool.
Way back in the Buzz and Ronick days.
Okay,
Yeah.
very
And
cool.
I've been listening ever since.
Better now,
Wow.
don't you think?
Oh, a lot of it.
Rob, thank you. Hey, Luis, that is so very cool. Call
Very
back
kind.
anytime and
Yeah.
give us a South American update. We'd
I have
love
a
to hear
friend
it.
that goes to Colombia
Sure.
every year. What part of Colombia are you in?
Barranquilla, it's up north
Okay, well, I think he was
in the coast.
Cartagena, and well, regardless,
What?
it's a touristy place.
Hello.
It is a touristy place as far as Americans go. You can go, and your dollar goes so much further. And he's right that Narcos portrays a different time in that country. That's for sure.
Anything else we can do for you,
Yeah.
Luis?
No, just saying hi, Feliz Año, Happy New Year, and Rob,
Yes.
F you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
The
All right.
classy international man kept it clean.
Tell everybody to hang on the line. Rob's going to lick his wounds, and we are going to gather ourselves. We have a bustling, wide-open Wednesday on the Mike O'Mara Show. So tell all these people to stand by. We will get to more, but right now we have to start the show. Whoa, whoa!
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
So, can I ask you a hypothetical question?
Oh, dear. I don't like hypothetical questions.
Well, I don't think you're going to like the real one either.
Do you have the papers?
Not yet.
Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Because you know the position that would put me in. You know, we have language in the prospectus.
Yeah, I know that the
Which-
bankers can change their mind. And I know what is at stake. You know, the only couple I knew that both Kennedy and LBJ wanted to socialize with was you and your husband, and you owned the damn paper. But that's the way things worked. Politicians and the press, they trusted each other so they could go to the same dinner party and drink cocktails and tell jokes while there was a war raging in Vietnam.
I don't know what we're talking about. I'm not protecting Lyndon.
No, you got his former Secretary of Defense, Robert McNamara, the man who commissioned this study. He's one of about a dozen party guests out on your
protecting any of them.
patio.
I'm protecting the paper.
It's not the full report, but it's over 4,000 pages of it.
Are these in order?
I don't think so.
There are no page numbers.
Yeah, that's where the top secret stamps were. My source had to cut them off.
We're supposed to retire on Friday.
Ben, how are we supposed to comb through 4,000 pages?
They're
of
not
material?
even loosely
The
organized?
Times had 3 months. There's no way we can possibly
He's
get
right.
this done.
We got less than 8 hours.
We could shoot for city, then we'd have 10.
Hey, for the last 6 years we've been playing catch-up, and now thanks to the President of the United States, who, by the way, has taken a all over the First Amendment, we have the goods. We don't have any competition. There's dozens of stories in here. The Times has barely scratched the surface. We have 10 hours till the deadline, so we dig in.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his office chair, here's Mike.
That's a clip from the movie The Post. Tom Hanks doing a little impression there with the Ben Bradley, right?
That's why I
trying to
pulled
get
it.
the patter of Brendan. Did you pull it for that reason?
Yeah, because we talked yesterday that Jason Robards will always be my Ben Bradley.
I
and to
still
hear
think-
Tom Hanks
yeah.
going, well, we dig
Yeah.
in.
You know, Ben Bradley, and I had the pleasure of meeting, I think on one occasion, Ben Bradley. And yeah, I met
didn't
him
know that.
like a quickie little thing where it was just a handshake thing. And I remember listening to him interviewed, and he had kind of that sound.
Yeah.
You know, that sound there that's got that thing going, and Hanks is trying to do that. But when you look at Jason Robards, as far as typecasting in All the President's Men, that's who you think
Oh, you
of
can't-
as
of course.
Ben.
You can't be
Yeah,
that.
it just the hard-nosed, hard Scrabble newspaper man.
This better be worth it.
And we need more of them today than ever. We are live from the Pfeiffer Studios in our nation's capital. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. The Mike O'Mara Show, a worldwide podcast and radio show with loyal listeners who get it, obviously, all the way from Columbia to Portland, Oregon today. We're on air on demand and heard 24/7 on the app. You can reach us today especially, 888-920-MORE. That's 888-920-6673. The Mike O'Mara Show is on now and brought to you by Texture. How would you like to hold 200 magazines, all of your favorites, right in one hand? Now, add to your pile, not just current issues, but back issues too, all in one hand on one device. Is your arm tired yet?
It's heavy, right?
It doesn't need to be. All you need is Texture. With the Texture app that I love, you get the whole magazine right on your smart device, plus unlimited access to over 200 additional premium titles like New Yorker, Sports Illustrated, Maxim, Real Simple.
Yep.
I read ahead.
Don't read ahead.
And my personal favorite, Oprah.
Mike, there's 2 exclamation points there. You need to say it right.
Okay, I'm sorry. And my personal favorite, Oprah! Thank you. And right now, he got me, Oscar. I'm sorry.
I see it. All good. All good.
I didn't see it coming.
Genuine.
Right now, you can try Texture for free. Texture is totally... I'm sorry. I don't know. I didn't know what one he was going to go with.
Texture.
Totally searchable. Texture means having your favorite magazines and their back issues anytime, anywhere. No heavy lifting. To start your Texture free trial, go to texture.com/TMOS. If you choose to continue, our listeners will get Texture for just $9.99 a month. That's over 30% off their listed price. With Texture, you'll never be out in the cold again because all of the hot magazines are right at your fingertips. Go to texture.com/TMOS to start your free trial today. That's texture.com/TMOS. You. That is not funny. Let's move right along here and get right back to the phone calls on Wide Open Wednesday. Michael from, it just says rural Virginia. Hi, Michael. How are you?
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi. What can we do for you on Wide Open Wednesday?
I'm a few days behind. I was just listening to the episode where you were talking about being uncomfortable with people carrying into your firearms into your church where your son goes to school.
Let me interrupt you for a second, Michael. Did I give the update on that on the show? Did I mention that
No, but you mentioned there was an update. Yeah.
The pastor called me back, and I really have to go full disclosure on this, and I had a nice chat with him, and he was talking about the fact that this was a seminar that was not a bunch of vigilantes coming into the school. It was a seminar offered by the police department, and it was for the people that are like ushers and acolytes and people in the church, and what they do, what exit strategies they do, securing the building, getting people out of the building in a situation like that. This is a common practice around the country.
Like an emergency drill preparedness thing.
Now, I totally wigged out, and I did. Look, I admit when I'm wrong, and I was wrong to wig out like that. It scared me when I was picking up my kid at the same time, and the guy was very, very informative and told me that's what they do, and then he threw a little tip in, and he said, just in case you were concerned, you should probably be aware that the average age in that room was probably 75 to 80. So that was a very nice call that I received yesterday. Is that what you were calling to tell me about, Michael?
Well, I was calling because you kind of implied that you were really uncomfortable with anybody that carries, concealed carries or open carries, and
that hasn't changed.
I do, and in my situation, I mean, I'm in rural Virginia. I'm a stay-at-home dad. I have a young daughter, and where I live, the police response time is like 20 minutes.
Right.
And so if anything should happen, I'm pretty much on my own. So
right.
And
oh my God! Somebody's on your front lawn. Somebody's on your front lawn right now.
I never actually thought about that circumstance, though, if you live in a rural space, that it would make more sense for you to need to carry a firearm on that level.
I understand his point completely,
but I've never thought about that in my life.
But it's separate for me as what I cited during that conversation. Yes. different when you have a gun on your property in rural Virginia or when you're wearing a gun in a holster in a barber shop.
That's fair.
I think they're different situations. If you
Well, I mean, it's the whole argument about guns that you could get into, and you know, the fact is that statistically, I happen to buy into the statistics that if you have a gun at home for protection, which is a standard reason people say they have firearms, that statistics would bear out that you have increased the likelihood that someone in an altercation or a domestic situation or a mistake that is made, you are more likely to hurt or kill someone who you know. And that's what I've always gone along with. With that said, I have to tell you something, Michael, that you know, if I lived out in the middle of nowhere and I was worried about, say, an element that was out there, like there were break-ins or stuff, I would never close the door on the legal right to protect myself. And I think that, to be honest, if you're responsible about it and you keep it safe, you know, that's the law. You're able to do that. You're able to do that, so I completely understand that at the same time. And as far as hunting is concerned, I watched a show the other night, Trophy, just a little tail end of it, Trophy on CNN, which was about hunting. And
I thought it was about your wife.
Thank you. I'll pass that along to Carla. Is there anything else, Michael?
Well, that's most of it. I just want to say, you know, I also carry for the same reasons. I'm in a rural area. If something should happen, like I've had my truck break down and my daughter's in the car and I'm out fixing it and I'm on the side of a road in the middle of nowhere, and once again I'm responsible. I can't even run away because she's in the truck. Yeah. And I dread having to ever have to use my firearm. I dread it.
Right. Well, then you know what? Leave it at home. The thing about it is, you know, were you the guy? I think I stopped to help somebody one time in Southern Virginia. They were broken down on the side, and I just pulled up and I said, "Hey, can I help you?" And then, oh my God, they took a shot at me. It was terrible.
Rude.
It was terrible.
Can you imagine how horrifying it is if you pull your truck over in the middle of nowhere and you know you're fixing your tire and you look in the sewer drain and there's someone
suddenly,
may I help you with your tire? Hey, I understand you have a flat. Why don't you come over here and I'll help you with that flat? That'll be fantastic.
Hey, Michael, how many guns do you own, sir?
Well, I have to sit here and probably 15, somewhere in that range.
That's
a good number.
All right. That's a good round number.
The 15 to hot daughter ratio really isn't adding up in my mind, sir.
But Michael, you know what? It's a free country, and you know what the problem is in our country? We're not listening to each other, and I completely understand how you feel, and there are people in this country.
How you feel as well.
Good, and that's the way it is, and it rocks, and God bless you. And you know what? The cool thing is that you're listening to the show, and you can maybe disagree with me on certain things, but you can understand where I'm coming from, and you know, especially when it comes to the gun thing. I have a lot of friends that you know that are gun enthusiasts, and you have to understand that. And I think that it should be also pointed out that reasonable and responsible people. For certain elements of gun control, background checks, mental illness, all that good stuff. The vast majority of people that are gun owners and non-gun owners agree on that. But I appreciate the call. Thank you very much.
I know this. If I go visit him, I'm calling ahead. No drop-ins.
Hello. Oh, no, he's pointing something at me. But you know what? We could talk about guns all day long, but ladies and gentlemen, it's very, very important to get our stock tip of the day, ladies and gentlemen. There's the bell. A little early this morning. We go to Muhammad with today's stock tick of the day. Mo, what do you have for us today?
IBM.
Thank you, Bo.
You rube.
So the smart money, Mike, is an international business machines.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, they're all about Watson, you know. He might be right.
Thank you, Mo. We appreciate that. Let's go out to Washington, representing today, the great state of Washington, Seattle. And Michelle, you're on the Mike O'Mara Show. Good morning.
How do I follow up from Mo?
Well, it's tough, but you know he's a regular caller, so he calls in every week, and you know that's it. We're you know
wait,
that's what we do.
Briefly, there is someone out there keeping track of his portfolio.
I've seen it, yeah,
and
that's hysterical.
And they're going on an annual basis and a quarterly basis to see if he's actually yielding earnings. which is going to be crazy.
That's fair. I'd love to check it at the end of the year. Michelle, thanks for getting up early and calling us. What can we do for you this morning?
Yep. Well, I was the one who called last week that Jesus gave me the ride home.
Oh, yes, I remember that. Yeah.
That's right. And Jesus gave you a nice little ride. That was wonderful. We appreciate you listening and calling in every week. We do.
I'm sorry, and I keep stepping on you because there's a little bit of a...
Yeah.
All right. So, sorry. I just want to apologize ahead of time. So, yesterday you were, Mike, you were talking about how neighbors don't know neighbors, and you were also kind of bitching about the Today Show.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have another story that actually incorporates all of that.
Oh, okay.
So you could probably call it like My Mom, the Serial Killer, and the Today Show.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Lay it on us. Go ahead, Michelle. I'm all ears.
All right. So it turns out that there was a serial killer who lived on my street when I was growing up.
Yeah. No. And you know that part of the world. I've seen those maps. That seems to happen out in that part of the world. Very scary. So continue.
Yes. So have you ever heard of the Spokane serial killer? His name was Robert Gates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I have.
Yeah, he lived on my street.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Did you lose any neighbors or friends?
Oh no. Just he mostly took to prostitutes, so I was safe because I wasn't one. And
thanks for clarifying.
Nice round of applause for Michelle, who is not a prostitute.
Yeah.
Well done. Yes. Continue, Michelle.
So so he lived up about 5 doors down from us, and you're saying you don't know your neighbors and stuff like that, but we'd walk past his house and say hi, and the whole thing of he kept to himself and seemed very nice, and the thing was he was always like washing his car. Like every time we saw him outside, he was washing his car. It turns out
with bleach.
That's where it happened.
That's scary. That's scary. And how does the Today Show work into that?
Oh, I'm getting to that.
Okay.
So I moved to Seattle, and my mom still lived in Spokane in our house. And one day I'm getting ready for work, and turns out she came home from work, and she actually worked for the police department. And she comes home from work one day, and our entire street is like cordoned off with police tape and stuff. Wow. And she gets, the police officer recognizes her from roll call and asks her for a license just to make sure she actually lives in the street, and tells her, "Hey, Spokane serial killer. We just arrested him." And my mom, the next day she calls me and she tells me, she's like, turn on NBC, turn on the Today Show. And I'm like, okay. And it turns out like my house is right next to a soccer field, and all of the national affiliates were broadcasting about this, and they were parked in the soccer field right next to my house. And so my mom is like, turn on the Today Show. So I do, and she says like, she's like, look at your bedroom window. And I was like, okay. And I'm looking at like the reporter on the Today Show over his shoulder. And my blinds in my bedroom windows start going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down.
I can see your message.
She's always yelling over the phone. She's like, "Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it?"
That's great.
Mom. For like the entire 60-second broadcast, my blinds in my bedroom window are going up and down.
A thrill a minute.
Horrible crime.
Yeah, I know. Who cares about the multiple deaths? It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
I'm on TV. That's it. Great story, Michelle. Thank you very much for the call. We appreciate that.
Proximity to a major crime?
God, I'm trying to think if I ever have. I don't think so.
Yeah,
but I have a good one.
Thank you, Pony. That's right. I lived in Manhattan. That would be a yes then. Absolutely.
I have one that has more of a social interest and not of a murderous interest, but the house I grew up in Vienna was 5 doors down from the house where Marv Albert bit the girl's butt.
Ooh.
I thought that was at a hotel room.
No, that was in Vienna on Glengyle Drive, and that's where
really?
Yeah, she lived there. I was no longer living there, but when they did the live reports of the location, I got to see the courtyard of the townhouse I grew up in.
Do you know how I'm tied into that crime?
How?
Do you remember? You should remember this.
I know
the day after the trial was over.
I don't remember.
The day after the trial was over, I played a round of golf with the sitting judge that presided over that case, Judge Benjamin Kendrick.
Wow.
Judge Benny, a wonderful human being and a great guy, and he needed to relax after that was over.
bet.
And he was also his marks were very high on the way he handled that entire very high-profile case with Marv Albert.
My guess was the fact that the Don and Mike show at the time, its investment in it was we broke the story to the television columnist of USA Today.
Mm-hmm.
I called Rudy Martzke and said, what do you know about the Marv Albert story? And Rudy, arguably the biggest TV sports story of the year, Rudy said, Huh? What?
What's going on? I just got up. I just finished. Hey, Mouse, Mouse, put that box of wine, that empty box of wine, put it on the stoop. Thanks a lot. We appreciate it. All right. Tell these people, we got a couple more. This is a jammed, wide-open Wednesday today. We'll take some more calls, and we'll have some more fun when we come back on the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. A few words about the mighty 1630 KCJJ. Not only is it the last of the great local radio stations, it's also the terrestrial flagship station of the Mike O'Mara Show and has been airing TMOS since 2008. It's the only station in the world where you can wake up to a crazy old man yelling about things and drive home with the dulcet tones of the Mike O'Mara Show. It's great music, great talk, great local sports, and the best auctions in the world. So remember, crazy old man all morning and the world's most beloved podcast to get you home. The mighty 1630 KCJJ and the Mike O'Mara Show. Treat your ears. I love that crazy old man. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Cornerstone First Financial. A great time to make a new start, buying a new home or refinancing. Home values have gone up. That means you can refinance to pay off other debt, making it tax deductible, or refi to eliminate PMI, private mortgage insurance, everyone. Cornerstone First Financial will be able to get you through the process quickly and easily. They know how to help. It's likely that the Fed will raise rates three times this year.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. So you need to get locked in before those rates go way up. That's right. That's our educated comment to you. A lot.
That's a lot, Damone.
Or so. And they say that a lot. Cornerstone First Financial can lock in your rate. Isn't that great?
I just quick sidebar.
Yes.
I remember from grade school that one of our teachers walked in pissed, but we gave some papers in, and they said, "A lot is not one word." Like,
yes,
and he
you have
wrote
to
it
separate.
on the board. He's like,
"A" and a lot.
When are you gonna learn?
Right. Then you went back to having some pizza, learning about Cuba. With the spring housing market already heating up, you can call Cornerstone First Financial to get pre-approved before you meet a realtor. We know these guys. They're our friends, and soon they'll be yours, too. Click their banner on our website. Call Cornerstone First Financial, 202-625-1221. Mention TMOS and receive a free appraisal at closing. That's cornerstonefirst.com/TMOS or call 202-625-1221. Licensed in Maryland, D.C., Virginia, and Florida. Do it right and do it now. Do it now. With Cornerstone First Financial. Hey, thanks, everybody. We appreciate all these calls today. This is, I got to tell you something. I judge, Oscar gets all the metrics and looks at all the stuff. I do a gut check, as far as how we're doing in the first of the year, and just the feedback from stuff we say on the show has been pretty overwhelming this first 2 weeks of the year.
And you're on that vegan diet.
Yeah.
And the vegan diet, feeling fantastic. Let's go to Chris from Delaware. Chris, you're on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hey, guys. I'm a glutton for punishment, so I listened to the Omeracast yesterday.
We
and
all
the
are,
Pennsylvania
my friend.
presidential debate between Jim Amato and Merle Rogers, two fine candidates. And the one takeaway...
Merle was on the... Merle was talking about something?
They're debating.
Yeah.
Oh, what were they debating?
Out of seclusion, Mike.
On what they can do for, I guess, Pennsylvania. But, I take an interest because I was on the board.
Oh, the state representatives of the fan club. I get it.
The fan club, exactly. So the one takeaway is that they kind of, they're they're like top echelon P1s, right?
Yes.
I'm a P1, but I'm a nobody. They're top echelon.
Yeah.
And
Top echelon people.
running-
I agree with you, Chris.
And they kind of don't quite feel the love and the respect from the three hosts of TMOS. So I was hoping you might be able to do something nice, like maybe pen them a little note. And by that, I mean have one of your pot-addled interns, scribble something down on a piece of paper.
Are you talking about
and
Jim
then
Amato or Merle Rogers?
And then have Rob A. sign your name on it.
Are you talking about Merle or Jim?
You called him that guy.
Both
Yeah.
of them.
that guy. Remember the Jim Amato? You're like, oh, that guy.
Now I stand
really
by. Now listen. I think these are two set. I think I have to, Chris. I have to tackle these separately because I believe as far as Jim Amato, I believe that I think I've demonstrated my gratitude multiple times. I am a massive fan of Mr. Jim Amato, and I've said that. As far as Merle, I probably have to show Merle more love
handing
because
it out left and right.
Sure thing.
Yeah.
But I get back to when I came back after the first surgery, and Rob had brilliantly scheduled a live visit from Merle the day I returned from surgery. Do you remember that day, don't you, Rob?
Well, truth be told, you came back a day early.
Yeah.
What do you mean I came back a day early?
You were going to come back on Friday. You came back on Thursday, and she had already been scheduled. And you know what? The wise move would have been to cancel, but I didn't intentionally book her for the day you returned. I want history to reflect that. The mistake was that I didn't cancel.
The details.
Blah, 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 blah.
Ouch.
She was here the day I came back.
This is true, and this was a
Did I know
error.
Did I know about it?
No.
Did you tell me about it?
No.
Thank you. Okay. So anyway, getting
As
back.
I said, it was a grievous error.
Yeah,
Did Merle?
It sounded like
did
that.
Merle
as you,
bring that up in
as
the
you
debate?
basically blame me for coming back a day early. It was a grievous error on my part.
No, what I said is the mistake is that I didn't cancel. I want the record to reflect I never intentionally booked her to come back the day you returned. That was what I wanted people to know.
I did not have sexual intercourse with that woman.
Well, I can't say that.
But anyway, with Merle, Chris, you think Merle needs more love?
I think everybody who's a fan of the show has a whole bunch of insecurities, and we all want love.
Now, I think that, let me just correct you there. I do not necessarily believe that that is the case. I think that most fans of this show probably are unknown to anyone. In fact, statistics would bear that out, that the majority of people who listen to this show are unknown to us or to anybody for that matter, because they listen and they enjoy and they don't participate. There's a smaller number of the group that they're out front. They want everybody to know who they are, and those people, I would say, I would agree with you, probably have a certain level of insecurity because they're kind of performing like we are, and we have a tremendous amount of insecurity.
Those who do work for the show, I give a pass personally for because it improves the quality of the program. Like, if you do a promo for the program and we play it, that's helpful, right? Because Rob's not going to do them.
Right.
It's pretty terrific.
Too busy booking Merle.
It's too big. That your excuse for that was stunning. By the way, I was just.
I want you to know that it was not done in an effort to do anything against
the
you.
record show.
Hey, look how I can turn his eye. Look. Oh, what happened to his microphone? It's amazing what happened.
Oh God, I think I'm getting to the cold. Anyway, Chris. So I mean, as far as I've given Jim Amato the love, and Merle. I hung out on the street in New Orleans and chatted with Merle, and I mean, what more do you want from me, Chris?
I don't want more.
He's just a messenger.
I'm just a messenger.
Yeah.
What is your last name, Chris? Just out of is it Pontani?
Pontani.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Guy.
Pound sand. Thank you.
Did you get
All
a lot
right.
of
Bye bye.
Punani jokes
All right. There you go. All right. Thank you very much.
Just
anyway,
jokes.
he's trouble. That guy.
Yeah,
Am I
that guy
right,
is
Rob?
trouble. And you know what? He calls, and you know what? You and I go at it, and we have no reason to.
Trouble.
Yeah, he's always
trouble.
Is he on Block Island?
To clarify, I didn't.
I'm not in the mood.
Let's go. Let's go to David from Silver Spring. David, you're on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Breaking news from the Glass Enclosed Nerve Center.
Yeah.
Montgomery County, Maryland schools are still closed today.
Unbelievable. How much snow did you guys get up there today? How much snow?
I don't know where they were recycling the stock footage of the snow actually falling during the morning news, but
Right.
I saw at most 3/4 of an inch right here in Georgetown, and just a dusting out where I live.
Okay, all right. So nothing really to worry about.
To
there.
be fair, even my road wasn't. There was no plows. There was nothing. Not even salt on my road when I walked out.
Yeah, but the residual
is it
salt,
icy?
No.
All right.
The residual salt took care of most of it. I think the stuff that was already on there. Yeah.
Hey, Mike, they can Mike Moss.
Wow.
Did you see? I read that because I started reading the trades again because you guys yelled at me.
Breaking news from the Glass Enclosed Nerve Center. Mike Moss is gone.
Okay, thank you. We appreciate the call. And the last call for Wide Open Wednesday, because I just don't have time to take any more today. Let's go to Janet from Williamsburg, Virginia. Janet, you're on the Mike O'Mara Show. Hello.
Well, Mike, thank you so much for taking my call. This is my second week of no school, so as a teacher, I'm only able to call you on these days.
Oh,
so
bless your heart.
I want to tell you how much I love political persuasion.
Oh.
I love how Chris can correct you in a way that doesn't freak you out. And I was wondering, when you're done doing those shows...
Hold on just a second, Janet. Yeah. I just wanted to say that's a lovely ring on the back of your hand that I'm looking at right now. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yes, continue, please.
I was wondering, when you're done with those shows, does it make you feel better? Does it freak you out? Or does he calm you? Because he has such a calming effect on me. I was wondering if he does on you.
Well, here it is. I think that this is what's great about Chris Freitz. And by the way, if you haven't checked out Political Persuasions, we're putting a lot of time and effort into it. And he is oh, my God! Whoa. Oh, my God! Wow! Oh,
Janet, are you okay?
God. My God, Janet, are you all right? Or what happened? Was that? What is that? Is that like a cartoon-sized German Shepherd that just burst through your door?
Cujo.
Oh my God! Wow! Holy moly!
I was trying to bring in my groceries before the snow got all over the road, and the dog's freaking out.
Wow! And by the way, is it a dog or is it a T-Rex?
It's a golden retriever, and he is.
Oh, bless the dog's heart.
Yes.
So what I was going to say about Chris Freitz before the dog terrified all of us, I should say that the setup of the show, and this is important to point out, Chris does not have an agenda at all.
Right.
He tries to maintain a demeanor to the show, while I am at liberty to spew my politics as loudly as I can. And by the way, I've said it again. I'm going to be screaming and yelling this week because I'm out of my mind.
Promise?
I'm out of my mind this week.
Okay.
I'm out of my mind this week as to the way things are going. I'm not happy about it, but Chris brings everything back. And here's another cool thing that Chris Freitz does on Political Persuasions. He talked about in great detail, and I'm sure you listened to the last episode, about what goes on behind the scenes at the actual podium and what's back there. And he has those kind of insights because he's been there and he's covered the White House. And it's just a very, very cool thing. He also has a tremendous depth of knowledge about policy and the information that we all need to know. And he lets me do what I do. And, we are evolving into an interesting little team on that show. So I urge everybody, if you haven't gotten a chance to check out Political Persuasions, you can go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and get that. And down the road, we're going to have more methods to get that show,
absolutely,
hopefully. And we're working on that now. But, we have a lot of fun. He is able to the reason I don't go nuts when he corrects me or when he brings a different bit of information to the show is because I know that's the rules. I know the ground rules and the way that show works. So I'm expecting him to do that, and that's fine with me. And so that's kind of why it works. It's
Great
not
chemistry.
a point. It's not a point counterpoint, and it's not going to be a point counterpoint, of course, until we bring Todd Moore into the Political Persuasions. But
they're going to have a contest to see who's tallest.
Tomo.
It's going to be a lot of fun. But thank you for listening to the show, Janet. I really appreciate that. I hope you continue to listen, okay?
Well, you guys enjoy that snow. I know I will later on today.
What is the dog's name, Janet? Just one last thing.
Boomer.
Boomer.
Oh, perfect.
How appropriate is that? My God in heaven. That's incredible. We have to take a break. We will come back with more fun and more thrills on the Mike O'Mara Show. Ladies and gentlemen.
This week, a special edition of Americast, the Pennsylvania debate.
Should it be Jim Amato, the producer, or Merle Rogers, the seducer?
Answering the tough questions outlining their plans to move the Keystone State into the third decade of the 21st century and beyond. It's no holds barred and a way for you to make an informed choice. Plus, we highlight all the shows last week on the More Network. Download and listen today on the TMOS app, on iTunes, or at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
I'm Merle Rogers, and I approve this message.
I'm Jim Amato, and I approve this message.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Team Jim. This segment of the program brought to you by Quip. Here's a fact. Good oral health impacts your overall health. So why aren't you brushing your teeth properly? Huh? Come on, let me tell you. Let me tell you about Quip. It's the company that's refreshing the way people brush their teeth. Quip is an electric toothbrush that packs premium vibration and timer features into an ultra-slim design at half the cost of bulkier brushes. Quip is sleek, it's elegant, and so well designed, it makes brushing your teeth a pleasure. I love my Quip. Quip is backed by leading dentists and was one of Time Magazine's best inventions of 2016. They also won a GQ Grooming Award and made it on Oprah's 2017 New Year's O list. Best of all, Quip starts at $25, and you can subscribe for new brush heads on a dentist-recommended 3-month plan for just $5. Go right now to getquip.com/TMOS to get your first refill pack free with a Quip electric toothbrush. Listen again. Your first refill pack is free at getquip.com/TMOS. That's GETQUIP.com/TMOS. Support TMOS by supporting Quip. It will make you smile like never before, and we thank you. I've got just a short break here before we break for news you may not need, and I have to tell my mates this, that I don't want to be coy and I don't want to tease something, but it's very much top of mind for me, and I have to make sure that I want to honor this individual, his wishes, and I'm not sure whether he would want me to be talking about this. So I have to talk in vague generalities, but playing golf down here, I had an experience yesterday with someone who was very accomplished in his chosen field. That's all I'm going to say about it. I'm not going to say what the field is, but he was a public figure, and we enjoyed a wonderful 18 holes of golf with 2 other guys. And the fact is that it was one of those circumstances where after everything was said and done, I got home and I looked this individual up and I went, oh my God. And I felt like a complete and total rube for not knowing the person that I was in the company of. And it was somebody who had a level of accomplishment that's way up there.
I don't think this will spoil your coyness or your vagueness. Is it someone that Oscar and I would know without Googling? Is it someone
Absolutely
we would
not.
know with Googling?
No, it wouldn't. I don't think so. It would be someone who would be known in a certain part of the world, and it would be that's it. But the bottom line is that it was. It's funny when you meet someone who has a body of work that is that significant and possesses that much modesty. And I look forward to seeing him again so I can
That's
express
what people
that
say
to
about
him.
you all the time.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, I say it, Oscar, because last night, did you ever watch the Liv Schreiber Chuck Webner movie where he played the Bayonne bleeder, Chuck Webner? And it's such a great example of this guy's only identity was the fact that he had gone 15 rounds with Ali, and then he was a boxer, and he couldn't get out of that with anybody. It was just, he was so craving love. And people in our business, myself included, we're so in need of approval and credit, and we want to get patted on the back. And it's just, my father always told me, if you want to see a real war hero, you'll probably see a quiet guy that doesn't talk about it.
Yeah.
And I believe that. I've believed that with all of my heart forever, that the real heroes, well, think about it. I mean, think about, outside of a few exceptions to the rule, the Navy SEALs that we never hear about, our Special Forces guys that you never know their names, but they put their asses on the line. It's the same with somebody who, and I'm not equating what this guy does to that, but just the level of accomplishment, I was like, Oh my God! I felt like a mook after I was talking to the guy, and just could not have been a nicer dude. And just we had a terrific time.
Do you
and
feel
it's
that
just,
you'll run into him again? Will you golf with him again?
Oh, absolutely. And I
cool.
hope I do, because I look forward to saying, by the way, does it ever happen to you? You know, and I'm sure he would be as modest about it as he was. And
or is
it's
the play
it's
not
cool.
to say anything until he brings it up?
No, because he would never bring it up.
Then why do you have to bring it up?
Because I feel as though that the level of accomplishment is such that it should be acknowledged, and whether he wants it to be or not, I want him to know that I acknowledge it. Are you saying I shouldn't? Is that the?
I'm
hey,
just
Pony,
saying-
Pony,
I'm
I'm gonna
sorry.
reach. I'm gonna pull
I'm
your
so
hair
sorry.
out. I'm gonna pull your
it's not-
little sugar glider hairs out when you snicker like that.
I
see Pony. That's Pony's form. By the way, Pony's form of agreement. I have to go sideways.
Yeah.
Pony's form of agreement. Is like,
Yep.
yeah, that's what I say all the time. You scab picking bastard, Oscar. Swear to God, now you got me all paranoid. All right,
he
I
really
won't
needs
say
to
anything.
bring it. He needs to bring it
I
up
won't
because it's
say
not
anything.
every day that Mike
I have
calls,
to tell. I'm chomping at the bit to tell people who it is, because that's how petty and small I am. I'm a weak man. I acknowledge it. That's the way it goes.
Is it impressionist John Biner?
Oh my God! Well, the cat's out of the bag now. The cat's out of the bag now. We are screwed. Rob, he might be another one that's dead, I think.
No, he's with us.
Are you sure?
Yes, I've heard him on a podcast recently. He's like 98, but
Yeah.
he's with us. Yeah,
You know, do you want to ever tell that story about Patty Duke?
I'll tell it right now. It doesn't take long.
That's where Rob says last week we go over guests. He said, "Hey, I've got a great idea. Let's get Patty Duke." This is
There's
Rob saying this.
A biography coming out, and she's credited as the author. And I said, fantastic. So
Calls the publicist.
called not the publicist, called the co-author.
The co-author.
And
Okay.
he got back to me. He said, Rob, we appreciate the interview request, but Ms. Duke died 2 years ago.
Oh, my God. There you go.
No.
There you go. How about that?
I said, so that's a no?
That's a no. Thank you. There we go. There it is. Oh, man. What happened to my... Oh, what happened to that? Oh, my. All right, we'll take a break. Come back with more fun and more thrills on the Mike O'Mara Show. Little Fingers.
Hi, this is Pony Boy checking in from the futuristic year 2025. I sent this message back to remind you how important it is to keep renewing your bonus show subscriptions. Mike and Rob are long dead, but thanks to your continued support, the great shows on the More Network are still going strong. Tony Perkins, Rofo and Cookies, and Tech 411. So keep subscribing, guys. Carla and the kids depend on it. Little Michael and Little Dirk. And don't smoke. We don't all wind up sounding like Dude Walker.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by ZipRecruiter. You need great talent for your business, but short on time. You don't have to get lost in a huge stack of resumes to find your perfect hire. You just need the right tools, smarter tools. Let ZipRecruiter help. ZipRecruiter posts your job to over 100 of the web's leading job boards with just a click. Then ZipRecruiter actively looks for the most qualified candidates and then invites them to apply. That's why ZipRecruiter is different. It doesn't depend on the right candidates finding you. It finds them. No wonder 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Find out why. ZipRecruiter has been used by businesses of all sizes and industries to find the most qualified job candidates with immediate results. And right now, our listeners can post jobs on ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS. That's ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS. One more time, try it for free. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS. ZipRecruiter is the smartest way to hire. That's not what I wanted to play. I wanted to play not that, but this.
News.
Thank you. Boo. Every now and then I get a super, super long story that I just cannot edit because it is absolutely hysterical.
Okay.
And this is directed towards our boy, Mr. Rob Spiewak,
Nice.
because he's gonna dig this. When American movies go to other countries, they usually change the titles. And when the foreign titles get retranslated into English, the results can be interesting.
Okay.
There's a video on YouTube of 21 strangest movie translations in Japanese that proves it. And I'm not going to play you the video. What I'm going to do is give you the highlights in no particular order, okay? Cool. These are the translations that go over to Japan, then get retranslated and back to English.
I love this stuff.
Adam Sandler's anger management was rebranded New York Style Happy Therapy. Pony, you're going to that country. What do you think about that?
Yorokande.
Being John Malkovich was retitled Malkovich's Hole.
Makes sense.
American Pie, the reunion, was changed to American Pie Pie Pie.
Technically, it's right because it's the third pie.
Yeah, sure.
Life of Pi was lengthened in an attempt to drum up interest to Life of Pi, 227 Days Adrift with a Tiger.
Well, that gives a lot away.
Spell it out.
Yeah.
Number 5 here is Despicable Me was retitled Phantom Thief Gru and the Moon Theft. The SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water, was changed to SpongeBob. Everyone in the sea saves the world.
For kids.
See, now I'm paying. Yeah.
I can't tell you how much I love these. Jaden Smith's Karate Kid reboot was called Best Kid for some reason.
I think you should call all his movies that.
Yeah, Best Kid. The Evil Dead. That's a huge franchise.
Sure.
The Evil Dead was changed to The Ghost's Intestines. Army of Darkness was rebranded Captain Supermarket.
My nickname in college.
The Justin Timberlake movie Friends with Benefits is called Stay Friends. That's just simple.
Sure.
That's probably good advice in those situations. The Rock's Tooth Fairy movie was changed to The Fairy Fighter.
That's actually a better title in English.
It is.
I don't know. Might be misconstrued.
Big Boy and Lil Wayne's golf comedy Who's Your Caddy needed to be changed because the pun wouldn't translate, so it became We Are Hip Hop Golfers.
Pretty direct.
That's actually a pretty common thing to do. They changed that around. Semi-Pro is We Are Drunk Shooters. The Incredible Burt Wonderstone is We Are Super Magicians. Goon is We Are Brawling Skaters. Blades of Glory is We Are Figure Skaters. And Anchorman 2 is We Are Newscasters, History's Lowest. Viewership battle in New York. I love me Japan. Ain't that great? That's fun. I like that. Moving right along, Marilyn Manson is still recovering from the broken leg he suffered when a stage prop fell on him during a show last year. A few days ago, he suffered another onstage mishap, but this one was not quite as serious. Not long after Manson launched into The Beautiful People. The Beautiful People. My favorite Manson song. His pants fell down. And a fan caught the whole thing on video. Luckily, or maybe not, he was facing away from the crowd at the time.
Oh, Manson ass.
But he didn't want to interrupt the song, so instead of bending over to pull them up, he motioned for a roadie to come out and do it for him. He didn't miss a beat at The Beautiful People, The Beautiful People, and it looked like he and the roadie shared a laugh over it.
That's bad duty, though.
I haven't seen the video. Yeah, I know.
I mean, putting together a drum kit's one thing, but pulling up his pants is quite another.
Later in the song, he made up for it by inviting a female fan on stage to dance topless. Might take in the Manson show at a certain point.
Everybody wins.
Yeah. What kind of crew would you have at that concert? That'd be an interesting little, Oh, I know. Barb and Chuck Moody.
They
moving
love
right
music.
along.
They do.
A grocery store chain in Merseyside, England, just put up a job listing for chicken nugget connoisseur. They're looking for someone who will sit around, taste testing nuggets, fish sticks, and more frozen foods.
I gotta go.
And help the store your next job. You've been wanting to moonlight.
I have.
And they'll help the store figure out which brands are best. It's only a part-time gig, though, and there's no word on how much it pays beyond a $35 a month gift card to buy frozen food. Yeah. Still, a job tasting chicken nuggets is a job tasting chicken nuggets. So,
right.
Rob, it's over in England. You can do it on the weekends after
Sure.
your radio shows.
I will head on over there and bring my own sauce.
Thank you. A 73-year-old beet farmer named Jim in is it Gippsland, Australia? I believe so. He was riding his motorbike last month looking for grasshoppers on his farm. That's a neat activity. When he hit a divot and went flying over the handlebars, he landed on his head and he broke his neck. This guy's 73. When he realized he was alive, he knew he had to get himself home so he could call for help. But because of his broken neck, his head wouldn't stay up. So he grabbed his hair to hold his head up straight, got back on his bike, and drove himself more than a quarter of a mile back to his house in excruciating pain. Then he called for help. He was taken to the hospital where they found he had 2 fractured vertebrae. He had surgery, and now he's expected to make a full recovery. That's a gritty dude, isn't it?
Wow, I think I'd give up. I'm not sure. Well, of course, I wouldn't have any hair to grab.
That's right. You'd be able. Well, you could maybe press your forehead or do it like that. That probably would cause nerve damage. And now a little something. A guy was speeding and swerving through Wayne, New Jersey on Saturday night, so the cops pulled him over. He was slurring his speech and making strange hand movements, so the cops knew he was on something. They just weren't sure what, and then they spotted the bottle in his hand. Alcohol? No. Drugs? No. Over-the-counter mood enhancement medicine for his cat? Bingo!
Oh, whoa.
The guy had been chugging something called catnip cocktail, which is a drink for cats that's supposed to help them with their anxiety. And there's a big warning on it that says it's not safe for people.
Oh.
That's what this guy was drinking. The guy was charged with driving while intoxicated and reckless driving.
Anything
he
for
also
a buzz.
reportedly... What's that?
Anything for a buzz, right?
Sure.
Hey, you know, Kitty Dukakis did it with the the cleaning supplies,
rubbing
right?
alcohol.
Rubbing alcohol.
Kitty.
Yeah, she was a cat.
Stop.
Yeah, he got busted for it. He also reportedly ignored all the officers, shredded the curtains in the police station, and coughed up a fur ball in the lobby. Thank you. Thank you very much. I want to tell you, everybody, that's some wild stuff there.
I saw him
we'll take
chasing a laser pointer all around his cell.
Oh, that's another one. Yeah. Well, you'd probably knock out 10 if you really tried. We'll take a break. Come back with the audio vault. Rob Spiewak right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Have you ever thought to yourself, I like my workplace, but it just isn't hostile enough? Well, boy, do we have the opportunity for you. The Mike O'Mara Show is looking for interns, and you could be what we're looking for. Afraid you might not pass a drug test? Don't worry, we hired Adrian. Do you think you don't have the personality or drive to be in radio? Well, Mac is still working here. And if you're worried about a criminal record, Dan O'Brien's shirts are so tight, they ought to be illegal. Any and all crayon-written resumes can be sent to rob@mikeomarashow.com. The Mike O'Mara Show Intern Program. It exists because college credits cost us nothing.
That's it. And that's done. That's the cool thing about that is that promo is done by an intern, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely.
Isn't that terrific? Welcome back to the show, brought to you by our bonus packages. It sure is cold. Right now, Mother Nature is all about the frigid temps. You can soak your mittens in steaming hot cocoa, and Old Man Winter will still bite you on the ass.
Happens.
What's the solution, you may ask? I'll tell you or so. Warm yourself from within. Experience the soft tropical warmth that envelops your body when you subscribe to the bonus show. That's right. When you subscribe to the bonus show, you will actually feel the warmth. It's like doing a shot of tequila.
Yes.
You feel the balmy, sultry coziness, the kind of comfort that only a bonus show can provide. You can buy it. You can give it. Right now, it's easier to give it than it's ever been.
Yes.
Just go to the Mike O'Mara Show homepage and check out the bonus show give button. It's that easy. Share the toasty goodness of laughter. And remember, the future of our show depends on it. And then you can throw your disgusting electric blanket in an unattended but full bathtub and watch it sizzle to an ugly death from short-circuiting. You'll laugh at its demise as the scent of smoke and ozone hang heavy in the bathroom air as you yell, "Bite my bag, electric blanket! I have the bonus show to keep me warm."
It happens all the time.
Just go to MikeO'MaraShow.com. Rob wrote this on Molly. Click the bonus banner, and it makes a great gift. You'll get access to all our bonus content, and you'll be helping TMOS. So please quit sucking and thank you. Without further ado, let's open up the audio vault for Wednesday, Jan 17, 2018.
Make sure there's no people in the tub when you throw that blanket in there.
Oh, God, no. We don't want an accident.
Nor a toaster, Mike.
No, that'd be terrible.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Right.
Sometimes you have two favorite things, and you think, wouldn't it be great if I could get them together? That would be awesome.
I always say that.
I love booze, and I love gravy. But I
Okay.
can't make them be together, but KFC can. They have put up promos on YouTube for drinks you can make, alcoholic drinks that feature Kentucky Fried Chicken gravy, including a KFC Bloody Mary. There is a bourbon-based drink and a sour-based drink.
No, I'm throwing up all. I'm even thinking about the concept. It's making me puke.
When you see the video, it's even worse because, KFC gravy isn't really gravy. I think it's like a space-age polymer.
Yes.
Because it has a tremendous shelf life. But here's a KFC introducing gravy cocktails.
An old bartender once told me a good drink needs good liquor. Well, I told him that a great drink needs gravy.
Shaking it, pouring it.
Gravy cocktails. Gravy so good, you can drink it.
Blech. I
Disgusting.
Say no. Yeah, okay, good. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Who would dig that? I don't get it.
Yeah, boy.
Well, I guess certain people would.
Has anyone watching the 2018 Australian Open?
The tennis or the golf?
The tennis is going on right now.
I am not. I'm pretty addicted.
Venus
I'm so
Williams
into golf
lost,
right now.
right?
Right.
I sit there and watch the web.com tour on the Golf Channel. That's
How
what
is
I
that?
watch. Korean kid won it.
Really?
Terrific. Yeah, shot a really, really good score, and he's a teenager. That's how good this kid is. Amazing.
At the Australian Open, there's a new tennis player named Arina Sabalenka. She's from Belarus, and she shrieks when she hits the ball. That's her
I
thing.
hate this.
I'd say this only for illustration for the next tape. So that's her. So in a break and
I don't
play,
know who started. Did Monica Seles start that? I think way back when.
Nice pull, Mike.
I think it
I
is.
think it was
pull.
Monica
Hers
Seles
is much
started.
more annoying. This is almost endearing.
Oh, it's almost endearing. You are in the minority there because in a break and play, the crowd started imitating her to mock her.
Awesome.
Listen
Great.
to this.
One of the things I think is going to be... There's plenty of screaming during the rally. It's not coming from the fans.
That's almost as though she's
Who
meant
is that?
that for Sabalenka.
I think that's rather ironic.
Please.
Yeah, oh dear.
Just as a courtesy.
Aussies are cool.
Yeah.
I think the umpire needs to just
stay out of
stay out of it right now.
Yeah,
It's
less the better.
normally a reserved crowd at tennis, and they go, woo,
Right.
woo, I like
It's
that.
so obnoxious. I've always thought it was obnoxious. Ridiculous. You don't need to do that.
Mike, I missed this yesterday for Oscar. Bachelor update. I want to make sure I get this in for people that follow The Bachelor through the audio vault.
Right.
Annalise, remember Annalise who had the traumatic golf cart issue in last week's episode?
Go
Go-kart.
Go-kart,
Yeah,
forgive me.
right.
This week she had another trauma because they were doing a dog show at a dog park, and wouldn't
Right.
you know, Annalise was traumatized again.
When I was a little girl, my parents were out of the country, and I was staying at my grandparents', and they had a dog. Her name was Sunshine, and she was an old dog, and I was playing with her, and she just, didn't like it anymore and bit. And I almost lost my eye.
Almost.
So I might actually really struggle today.
Are they doing a flashback?
They
Is that
are.
what
They're
that was?
making it a horrifying, traumatic flashback. What she did,
Oh,
though,
God.
is she got the job of picking up the dog poop.
Yes.
And she was okay with that. But I will give The Bachelor credit because for the dog
And
show, yeah, go ahead.
Because the dog attacked me, I thought that I didn't have to study in school.
And
And then I realized that I had a great body. And so now I haven't expanded my mind, but I work out every day.
That's what our LinkedIn page says.
And credit to The Bachelor because they were doing a dog show. They brought in a
Yeah.
special guest, and you know who it was?
Was it Cesar?
No, it was better than that because it was funny.
Okay.
It was Fred Willard.
Mr. Fred Willard is here helping us out. Fred, we couldn't have a dog show without somebody best in show. I mean, if anybody knows this business, it's you.
Yes.
Who's up first?
I'm such a fan of the show, and to see that Ari is courting these girls doggy style. I don't know if that's the right term.
You know what? What is he, 80? Is
Gotta
he
be.
80?
Gotta be
I
80,
mean,
yeah.
Jesus, and he will never, ever stop being funny till the day he is
Can't
put in the
help it.
ground. Fred Willard is just... What a fabulous line. What a great, but only he could deliver it like that.
You're right. And you know, he's also,
my God.
he is so to type. He's the same guy when he plays the father on Modern Family. And
Absolutely.
he's great on that, too.
Oh, God, Fred Willard. You go back to, what was it, America Tonight,
Yeah,
I think
and
was the
Fernwood
show.
Tonight, both of them, yeah.
Oh, my God. That guy just makes me laugh when he just shows up.
All right, 2 more tapes. Let's do this. Good news. A bunch of activists are trying to secede from the union, and they're based around Sacramento, California.
Oh, there they go.
They're going to call their new state New California.
We resolve to create the free, sovereign, and independent state of New California.
Whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to seek a constitutional remedy to the abuse of powers.
Which is perfectly true, except they can't do it without the approval of the United States of America and old California. So they're just whistling Dixie. But I want to know that the nut jobs in Sacramento are at least trying to make a difference. That's great.
Yay, Sacramento!
Hurrah!
New California. Let's be the official show of New California.
New California. You know what? A lot of effort went into naming that state.
New California.
New California.
Yeah,
Better
and they
than
have
the
that
old.
kind of they have that kind of California accent too, you know. And as a people of California, we're really happy about breaking away from the union.
I took the 15.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, we close with a great prank I saw on YouTube. Did any of you or do your kids play with a Ouija board? Ouija board. I think it's.
I played with them when I was younger.
You know, he's supposed to tell fortunes
Yeah.
And contact the other side.
Always like the late night, hey, look what I found in my sister's room, brother's room.
So what this brother
Can
did,
I just point something out, though?
Please.
If you're planning to play with that Ouija board, you're never really sure what's going to happen.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God! Oh,
Of course, a lot of the spookiness of the Ouija board is taken away when you see that it's made by Parker Brothers.
Parker Brothers.
But anyway, this is a pretty good prank. A brother finds out that his sister and her friends are in the bedroom, lights off, playing with the Ouija board, right? And so he goes and starts flicking the circuit breaker to her bedroom to make the lights blink. And it's so great because, you know, not flicking the lights within the room, but from another part.
Yes.
And you can audibly hear them screaming in reaction. Here's the Ouija board prank.
I love it. Brilliant.
And the
Brilliant.
magic of it is, Mike, you couldn't do it in the day of fuses. It's definitely a circuit breaker joke. That's your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great Wednesday, everybody.
How old was the kid doing it?
A
Just out of
teenager, like
curiosity.
look 15, 16.
That's a smart kid. You listen to that all day long. That's it, people. Thanks for joining us. Hey, can I say thank you to all of our callers on Wide Open Wednesday? What a fabulous run we've had on that in 2018. Keep them coming. We'll do it every Wednesday and make sure, especially those people out in the West Coast getting up early to call us. We truly appreciate that. Don't forget to update our brand new app and check it out and listen to our stream 24/7. All messages for our weekly mailbag can be sent to Rob with 2 B's at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Mailing address, TMOS, Box 32101, Washington, D.C. 20007. Thanks for listening. Join us again for the best part of your day, The Mike O'Mara Show. Bye-bye, everybody.
So long.
Ciao, ciao.
Before you go, please make a mental note. Today's show was made possible by the TMOS bonus packages. You can secure yours right now by going to MikeO'MaraShow.com and clicking on the red bonus banner. Buy it or give it. Either way, you're helping out TMOS, and that's a good thing. Thank you, and go in peace.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.